Rotten hoodie in the closet.
Go live.
Not live, but... Oh, Billy, I see it.
Here,
Billy.
let me go. Yep, I
Carol.
just got the notification.
Who's watching?
I think it's just me.
Damn, the sound quality is good.
Yeah, it's a new mic.
Okay, yeah, it's a little delayed, but it'll do.
It's alright.
Alright, just tell me when we can start. Just
Mm-hmm.
ready to get the show.
Alright, for people showing up right now, we're gonna start at 8 o'clock. So, if you want to leave and come back then, that's all good.
It's weird hearing myself through. But then
Yeah.
it's fun though.
Alright.
It's all good. Where that?
Average watch time of 1 second so far. Pretty good.
Well, that's just you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm tuned in just to make sure that nothing stupid happens on the thing.
I understand. I didn't know it even told you that. It's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, man. What's the first topic gonna be in? Oh, I guess, yeah, I should say that.
Yeah.
I can just check the Discord.
Yep.
Oh, okay, that's what's first. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good topic. That's a good first topic.
I hope I can do trimming before I publish this.
What's that?
Like, trim the video down. Cut out this part.
Oh. It shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
God, this song's going so viral.
What song is it?
The Ariana Grande one.
The Ariana Grande one. Is it like some TikTok song?
Yes.
Oh, God. Alright, well, maybe we'll listen to it on the podcast for a bit.
Yeah.
Yep. I have the desktop audio turned on my Streamlabs so it can hear you and pretty much anything that I play. So, yeah.
Cool.
I'm gonna go plug myself on all of my socials.
Alright, man. Let's see, Billy's. The stream can hear me.
You can hear you.
Okay. See what Billy put on his story.
Working
Yeah,
on it.
plug yourself.
I'm working on
Are
it.
you plugging yourself on Instagram as well?
Yeah, hold on. Story.
So we start in 3 minutes.
Yep.
Fun.
Mm-hmm. Alright, y'all. I'm now live. Come pop in for a little bit. Get some background on the show. And, yeah, just stay for a bit and listen to the conversation. See you then.
It's weird hearing you record that.
I agree.
They're probably gonna think like you're playing Fortnite or something.
Yeah.
Fortnite. Did you get a new PC?
Not yet. I'm gonna wait for Christmas to figure out what I get, and then I'm gonna start buying stuff after that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Alright, 2 minutes.
What's your favorite social media?
Oh gosh, what a strange question. Not really.
Who's Ivy Wilson?
I have no idea. Oh, hi. Thanks for joining.
This is awkward.
Death
This is
emoji.
called...
Hey, it happens. It happens. It's all good. Appreciate you joining. Means a lot.
I think I ever added on Snapchat as maybe not. I don't know. I recognize the name. I've heard it before.
Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna get started, so you can just shush for a minute.
Alright.
Alright, we're gonna start very soon. Alright. Welcome, everyone. Guess what? I'm back after 7 months. I've returned back to YouTube. It's crazy because I actually have gotten a spike in subscribers in the last couple days. And a spike for me only means like 8-ish subscribers. But this is the first episode of my new podcast, The Optional Content Show. And if you guys like it, please be sure to leave a like. But you don't have to do that now because I don't know if you guys are going to like it or not. But, anyways, this is my new podcast. If it really ends up blowing up in the future, I might consider putting it to Spotify or recording with better programs. But as of right now, the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to live stream it and then put it onto YouTube, just as episodes. Let's see. So, the way the episodes are going to work is it's going to be a season, and then it is going to be... Hold on. A season will have about 12-ish episodes, and then each season will, like every 12 weeks, the season, there will be a break in between the seasons, so there will be a week without an episode then. So, yeah. And you guys, I see you saying to fix my mic. Hold on. Alright, I hope that is better. If it's not, sorry. Alright, anyways, so we're going to go ahead and get started, and I actually have one of my good friends on here. And so for the plan and layout of the show, tonight we're going to be talking about COVID for the majority of the show, or for at least some of it. So, and our guest actually is really able to relate to this because he's actually been exposed recently, and he's going to get tested on Monday. So, our guest this evening, it's our guest because it's our show. Not really. Capitalism is great. I'm just kidding. Anyways, welcome to the show, Brendan Smith.
Hi, happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so Brendan is going to be our first guest on the first episode of the show. So our main topics are first going to be COVID, and then we're going to just go off some current stuff. And then we're going to talk about some energy drinks, the monolith. And then we're going to top it all off with some holiday COVID activities. Kind of like a lot of people would be doing some things like maybe going skiing or doing other things like hanging out with family during Christmas. And COVID says, hey, actually no. So, yeah. So we're going to be talking about what we're doing instead of normal activities.
Okay, you cut out.
You still there?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about what we would be doing instead of normal activities. What we're doing is replacements for COVID. So let's go ahead and jump right into the first topic, which is COVID, surprisingly. So as far as I know, Brendan has been exposed as of this past Monday, and you've been quarantining this entire time, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting experience.
Yeah. So you're going to get tested on Monday. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You're going to get tested Monday?
Correct. Yeah. Monday.
Yeah. So.
Good for that, bud.
Yeah. So do you know how you got exposed?
Yeah. So on Friday I went to a Chewy's with a group of friends.
Chewy's?
Yeah, it's a Mexican restaurant. Anyways, we were, doing all the things you need to be doing. Washing
Yeah.
your hands, hand sanitizer, stuff like that. Wearing masks.
Mhm.
I don't think I got it there, actually. And then we went to this hot tub afterwards and just hung out there for a few hours. And a few days later, I found out that one of my friends who actually goes to my school tested positive for it. I don't know how.
That is.
Yeah, and I found out about that because the school actually called me, and they're the ones who wanted me to quarantine for 2 weeks. So that's all I know right now, but hopefully I can learn more in the coming days.
Yeah, well, that sounds very responsible of the school. And have you exposed? Has anyone else been exposed to you at all?
No, if anyone were to be, it would be my parents, but we try the hardest that we can to make sure that doesn't happen. I stay in my room all day, which is, I don't know. It is what it is, you just gotta be responsible. As much as I don't like it, it's the right thing to do, and I know that if I don't do this, then I'm gonna be affecting a lot of others' lives, so I'm more than willing to do this, and I think that we're gonna be good as far as no one else getting exposed.
Yep. So back over the summer, I actually had a quick scare where I think I just got the flu, but anything that you get these days, it's just gonna be like, oh boy, he probably has it, quarantine, So we were.
Wait, you got the flu during the summer? I didn't know that was common.
Yeah, no, you can get whatever during the summer. But anyways, so we got a quick scare of that, and I was a suspected case. And now, before I say this next part, I'm gonna just say that the people who have to quarantine for a total of 2 weeks, I can tell that you've gone through a lot more than I have because I had to quarantine for like a day and a half. And people are like, oh, you only had to quarantine for a day and a half. I'm like, it sucked. It really did. It really was terrible.
It does.
And I can't imagine it for a week because literally all I did, and especially in the summer because it's not like you have school to do, I literally just laid in bed and was on my phone all day. And you'd think that that's like, oh, wow, that's great. And after like 2 hours, you get really bored. And yeah, it's just like deathly boring. So yeah, are you asymptomatic?
No.
No, you don't have any. Wait, do you have symptoms or do you not have any symptoms?
I don't. If I did have any, it's too small to tell. I don't think I do. I haven't noticed any. Nothing's stuck out to me.
All right. So asymptomatic is a good good thing, or like a good guess to give.
Mhm.
All right. So COVID right now is not doing too well in the United States. In the sense that numbers are skyrocketing pretty much across the country. But we're not going to get too much into that because then this won't be as much of a good podcast. But anyways, so numbers are going up. Stay safe out there and wear your mask when necessary. All right.
Do your part.
Amen. All right. Moving on. I'm going to grab a special something here. We're moving on to the next topic of energy drinks. And I'm going to go ahead and pop a cold one. Nice Mountain Dew for the show.
Can't tell dude. Mountain Dew.
That is room temperature at best. Ugh.
Oh my, I'm
Yeah.
not very experienced in this topic. I don't really drink energy drinks that much.
Yeah. Well, you should try to stay away from it for as long as possible. I'm more of a Monster kind of guy, and so far I think Mountain Dew is probably the least strong. But if you're looking for, yeah, you'd be surprised, because some energy drinks are marketed as like specific energy drinks. Like you got the main four that I know of are Monster, Bang, 4 Hour Energy, and Red Bull. And as far as like everybody's seen the little 5 Hour Energy bottles that have like 2.5 maybe fluid ounces of just liquid in there, and it's kind of like how much caffeine is in there? Is it just like straight liquid caffeine? Like I just don't understand how that even works. But anyways, so recently I had here. Hold on, just a second. Anyways, yeah. So anyways, the Mountain Dew I think was the first super caffeinated drink that I ever had. And for quick reference, before I keep going into what I'm about to talk about, I almost never am affected by energy drinks in general. So, like a lot of sugary drinks, it's a very rare occurrence where I'll get super hyper. And when I get hyper, I just find everything funny. Like, you know, and then I get super, and then you get like really loud and stuff. You're not like just doing a lot of random things, but you just get kind of loud. Like, you feel me? And then all that stuff's happening, right? But for me, it doesn't really happen. It just kind of keeps me awake and I'm able to get stuff done. And then there is Monster, and let me just say that with all energy drinks, the first time that you have like a full can of whatever you're having, it's either gonna suck really bad, or it might not. You know, like with Mountain Dew, I barely got like any buzz at all. And then with Monster, it really like kind of kicked into me. You know, like it was getting to the point where like I would actually be feeling awake, be feeling a little good, and then this is really starting to sound like drugs now. Regardless, it works, but I still recommend against it because energy drinks are not good for you, and it's kind of turning into a vice for me. But overall, Monster is definitely my favorite because that one doesn't drive me insane and give me just crazy side effects and stuff. But there's the best thing about Monster is that if you get tired of one flavor, they have like a billion others. And then that goes for the Bang Energy Drink chain, which actually has probably a trillion others. And then Red Bull, I don't actually know if there are like any other actual flavors than just the original. There probably are. And then there's 5 Hour Energy, which there are a couple other flavors. That's top for another day. So Monster, I've only had one flavor, believe it or not. And then for Bang, I have tried 3 flavors, but I'm going to go into the Monster first. So the Monster, it's the white one. I think it's like the flavor Ultra something. It's kind of a cheesy name and doesn't make any sense for how it tastes. Because you would think that like, I don't know, let's say Sprite, like lemon lime soda.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, it tastes like lemon lime stuff. And then it's like, ultraviolet, what does that taste like? You know, you don't understand it at all. You feel me? And then
I guess.
Yeah. And then you're just like, okay, I guess that makes sense. So you're just watching, or like you're having the Sprite and you're like, this is cool, but it's not an energy drink, right? So when you go and get your favorite energy drink, it's kind of a gamble. When you go and get an energy drink, because you almost have no idea what it's going to taste like. I'm into the white cans of Monster, and then I had my first Bang this past week, and let me just say that keep it that way. But there's a little there's a little sticker on the side of the can that actually says not recommended for people under the age of 18. And for those of you who don't know, I'm 15. But the thing is with that is that there's no drugs or alcohol. There's just an insane amount of caffeine and stuff that'll actually keep you awake. And if I'm being completely honest, I'm gonna just be completely honest with this. What the Bang actually did for me was it pumped me up for like an hour and an hour and a half ish, and I had it right before I went to practice, and I work out pretty hard when I go to practice, right? So it was actually like some promo deal or like some advertising movement, and they basically decided to just give us a ton of bangs and for free, basically, to just kind of get us hooked, I guess. So, yeah. So anyway, there was that, and they just dropped off a ton of these, pretty much. And it was like, okay, thanks, I guess. And when they came and dropped them off, it was like halfway through my practice one day. So the next day I tried one of them, and I believe it was the Star Blast flavor, and you're like, what in the world does that even mean? Because you're like, what tastes like Star Blast? And so I had it, and I didn't realize what I could compare it to until the next day, actually. And I could compare it, if you've ever had strawberry kiwi Capri Sun.
Oh,
yeah. So it's like that, but kind of carbonated. Yeah. So strawberry kiwi, yeah. I mean, it was actually good. I'm not gonna lie, it was good, right? So strawberry kiwi Capri Sun is what the Star Blast flavor of Bang tastes like. So for like an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, and for a quick reference for what I'm about to say next, I normally finish my workout like an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes ish. And this day that I had the Bang, I finished it in almost like under an hour, pretty much. So I was feeling like super motivated, just like super excited to like work out and be healthy, which is ironic because I'm having a Bang energy. But regardless, it actually helps me a lot, have motivation, because I typically lack motivation to get started, but once I get started, it's easy to keep going. But I was able to get started super quick, so I was able to get started and keep working out, and I finished the workout, and I went to go do air awareness. So I was doing flips, and then for a minute, I just kind of sat down. Right, and I really started to kind of feel tired, right? Mm-hmm. And for reference, there's no sugar in Bang, like there's no like crazy added chemicals and stuff like that, which is a good thing. Yeah, I thought it would be too, regardless. But there's like no sugar. I don't think there's any calories. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a Bang representative. But I sat down and I could literally feel like my entire blood flow pulsing through my body, and I could feel it like beating super fast. And I was like,
that's not good.
Yeah, I was like, this is not normal. So I went back to my locker, right? And I put on my Apple Watch. It's a Series 2 in case you're wondering, and I got it 2 years ago used. And for reference, there's a Series 6 out right now. So don't think I'm flexing. Regardless, I put on the Apple Watch and I took my heart rate, and it was 120 beats per minute. So, and then for an exercising 15-year-old, the average is 70 to 100 beats per minute. So I'm going at 20. So I'm going at 20 extra beats per minute. So, and then later on, what I could describe it as is basically my soul left my body. If that makes any sense.
Wow, that's not good.
It was strong.
I need to get myself one of those puppies, see how it feels.
Yeah.
It's a test run for when I take cocaine. That was a joke.
Yeah.
Don't take that.
Yeah, don't do drugs. So the basic deal with that would be basically, I would recommend never drinking any energy drinks past 5 unless you intend to stay up very late. And for another quick analogy, my older brother told a story of one of his classmates. I don't know their name, in case you're wondering. But he actually stayed up all night on 3 cans of Bang on 3 cans of Bang. He pulled an all-nighter to finish a school project. And when he came in the next day, you could touch his arm and tell that he was vibrating. Like you could feel the vibration coming out of his arm, which was just crazy.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Yeah. So I recommend trying to keep it like under at least 4 energy drinks, whatever it might be, like per week, and then no more than 1 a day, regardless, just because that's really bad for you. Yeah. But going back to what I was talking about with my bang story. The way I would describe it, besides my soul leaving my body, would be that it felt like you had so much energy, and I could kind of feel my torso vibrating, and it was kind of like, this is weird. This is weird, dude. I don't like this, because it sucks when you don't know what's happening with your body, and it just feels weird.
Yeah, that seems scary.
Yeah.
So I could
actually like feel my torso vibrating, and I just couldn't like use any of the energy that I had. Like I just was like moving super slow, and I like started to sweat a lot. And the way I would describe it is that I would like pay attention to every single movement that I would be doing. Like if I'm adjusting my mic, I would be like, I'm now grabbing the mic with my pinky, my ring finger, my middle finger, my pointer, and my thumb, and I'm now grabbing this screen with my pinky, my ring finger, my middle finger, my pointer, and my thumb, and moving it upwards to adjust it around the mic so it'll be parallel with my face. Like, it's ridiculous stuff like that, where it's literally you're thinking about every single thing that you're doing. And with Monster, what it actually did is it would it would boost my metabolism to like outrageous speeds. So I would be very, very hungry super quick, right? I'd get super hungry super quick, right? So I had a Monster like a couple days back, and I got super hungry. I was like calling my parents. I was like, please bring me food. I just need some food. I'm just ridiculously starving. So now I try and take food to every practice that I go to. And with Bang, I didn't really get that like extreme hunger situation. It was more just kind of a practice. I'm practicing, Like it was kind of being hungover. Not gonna lie. For reference, I don't know what it means. I don't know what it feels like to be hungover. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good. But it's not good. But like after the first time you have one, it's not as bad. And then for one quick tip for anyone thinking of trying Bang, if you have like any influx or like any reflux, any of that, if you throw up really easily, don't get Bang because you'll feel slightly nauseous afterwards, regardless of what the flavor is. And I actually tried the champagne flavor, I believe yesterday. And for reference, again, I don't know what champagne tastes like, right? But I tried to finish the whole can, right? It was terrible. I just could not do it. It was so bad. I could not finish I just could not finish it. I got like halfway through, and I was like, yeah, no, this sucks. I'm done with this. And so, yeah, so I was done with that one. And then there were some of those coffee flavors where, those, I was just like, I don't drink coffee anyway, so I'm just not going to do that.
Not even attempt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've never tried a 5 Hour Energy or a Red Bull. But I haven't heard the best things about Red Bull and 5 Hour Energy. I don't doubt its potential, but I also don't be like, I'm also not like, oh yeah, it totally lasts for 5 hours. Like, it'll totally give you energy, but for 5 hours, I don't know, considering how little amount of like product you have in that little bottle. I can't believe it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to try it for myself one day. So yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's probably gonna wrap up that segment of the show for today. So have you ever had like Mountain Dew or any of that, Brendan?
No, I have not. I don't think I'm gonna try it the way you described it.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew didn't seem that was that bad, but
yeah, Mountain Dew is not that bad. But if you've never had like any super caffeinated drinks, drink at your own risk because it'll screw around your body the first time around. So be careful about that, and it goes for everybody at home too. Be careful, like when you're just doing energy drinks in general. I would say doing energy drinks like it's a drug. Yeah, but if you guys are gonna think about trying energy drinks, try them at your own risk, basically, because like that little label on the side of the bank can where it says not recommended for people under the age of 18, it's not kidding. So yeah, we can go ahead and move on to the next topic, which is the monolith. Some of y'all might have been.
Wait, Billy, 1 second. My mom wants me to call her, so can I go on mute for like 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Alright, I won't be long. You just.
Yep. Alright, so the monolith, basically, some of y'all might have heard about it, but it is basically this weird-looking mirrored triangular prism. And the way this thing works is it just kind of popped up in in a desert in America. Don't quote me on this, but I believe it was in either California or Nevada or possibly Arizona. And then a week or two ago, it actually disappeared, and there was a video of a group of men who had gone out and actually disassembled the monolith and just took it away because they were afraid that people were going to harm the environment. And then several days later after that one disappeared, one appeared in Romania, I believe. Don't quote me on it. And then another one has appeared somewhere else in the world. So there's a lot of crazy theories going on about that. A lot of people think it's aliens. A lot of people think it's like other crazy stuff. For me personally, I think it's crazy people on the internet trying to gain attention. Anyways, so that's my theory on the monolith versus people putting it up trying to get attention. Alright, so I'm just about wrapping up explaining the monolith. And
okay, I kind of understand what it is.
Yeah, so the basic deal is like one appeared in a desert in America, and it's a big triangular prism that is like made of mirrors or a mirrored like alloy, right? And then a week or two ago, it disappeared, and there was a video that was published of several men disassembling it and taking it away because they were afraid of people possibly damaging or ruining the environment. Which is fair, because you'd be like, oh yeah, we don't want a lot of people traveling across the country just to come see a big triangle mirror. I mean, you don't really want to drive across country. And then I actually saw a quick clip of people who had driven across the country, like literally across the country, thinking that the monolith would still be there. And then when they showed up, it wasn't there. And they were like, "Guess who just drove across the country? Whatever. Guess who just drove across the country to see the monolith?" And it's not there.
Well, okay, so what happened it though?
Yeah, so there were actually, like, there's a video of these guys who literally just basically, like, showed up and then just, like, took it apart and took it away. And I was like, nah, like, they still don't know how it showed up. It was just these guys who basically stole it. Yeah, they basically stole the monolith, which is crazy, because, you know, that's kind of illegal. But I guess if nobody even claimed, when you think about it, if nobody claimed ownership, then, like,
that's true.
Is it illegal? Like,
no,
yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, if nobody really cares and, like, nobody, like, claims ownership, like, oh, they took something that nobody knows who it even is, so, like, should we even care? Like, would the United States law system, like, care about this? But regardless, if somebody like, really did not want someone to steal it, they would have put, like, some, like, threatening sign on it, maybe, like, "Oh, if you steal this, aliens will destroy the planet," or something like that.
They would have done something. They
would have done something. Yeah, most likely to be like, "Oh yeah, you better watch out, because, you know, something crazy might happen." And I'd be like, I don't know, but it's regardless. When you never know something, you should always be safe. And then several days after, or I think one appeared in Romania. Several days after this one went missing, and then one has appeared somewhere else in the world, I believe, and I actually don't know where it is because I haven't been keeping up on the story because I still have the theory that it's people on the internet trying to gain attention, but they're not really gaining any. Well, I'm going to rephrase that. They're gaining a lot of attention, but it doesn't really make sense because basically, if I put on a mask and I'm like, "Oh, controversy, now give me attention," and they're like, "How do you get attention, like, off of the internet? If the internet can literally be wiped off the face of the earth like that, and then it's gone." Like, is it really worth, like, getting internet attention rather than people recognizing you in public and be like, "Oh, you're the monolith guy," like, yeah, that's me. But at the same time, like, a ton of news media outlets are all, like, just milking this story. Like, they're like, oh, the monolith, it appeared here in the world, oh, it disappeared there. Like, oh, the monolith, like, I just, like, okay. Like, it's like, okay, okay, what do you, like, why should we care? Like, honestly, why should we care? Like,
I mean, I see no lies.
Yeah, like,
oh my God.
I mean, it's cool, like, ooh, cool, this is kind of well put together, cool. Anyways, so, yeah, that's the monolith for you. It popped up in, there's not much to talk about. I'm kind of milking the story myself. But regardless, regardless, the monolith is a big topic in today's news media world. So, if you guys do happen to see one and you post it on, like, TikTok or something, you'll probably get, like, 1 billion views and get mentioned on a news media, but I highly doubt that one of you might find one. But if you do, hey, if you do, good for you. That's amazing. You found one. But at the same time, it's something that not a lot of people would call groundbreaking.
Yeah.
But regardless, on the internet, you'd be praised as a hero, and you'd probably have a big follower count, Mm-hmm. All right. So that about wraps up the monolith segment. So what we're going to do next is we're going to talk about what we would be doing instead of normal classical activities for Christmas and the holidays, considering the holiday season's coming up. We're going to be talking about what we are going to be doing during COVID times, considering we can't do a lot of the normal stuff that we normally would be doing in the holiday season. So, for me, right now, this is going to sound really mediocre, but I would have actually... Well, I'm gonna go with what I would have done for the holidays. So for Christmas, for every year, my family, we always stay here, and we just like have Christmas, We typically go to Christmas Eve Mass just because we don't like waking up, going to do presents, and like, oh yeah, we gotta go do something now.
I always do Christmas Eve Mass, yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, you have to get there like 2 hours early so you can get a seat.
Mm-hmm, that's so true.
Yeah. But regardless, so going off of that, we go to that Mass, and we wake up in the morning, we have Christmas, we do all that stuff, go have breakfast, and then we kind of just do random stuff throughout the rest of the day. Like, one year, I spent my Christmas building a grill for my father. And I'm not kidding. Yeah. Yeah, no, he got a grill. And I pretty much built it alongside my brother, and I think my dad helped us a little bit. He definitely helped us a bit, but I don't know how much. Regardless, yeah, I don't know. Regardless, he helped, and ironically, I actually recently built a brick pad to put we dug up some of the earth in our backyard, and kind of like put bricks in it, and then we just like poured a ton of dirt all over it to try and get it into the crevices of the of the pad, or in between the bricks, right? And then we just kind of like massaged the dirt into the bricks,
right? And then we just kind of like hosed down the entire thing to like get it all in there, like all the way, right? And then it would like harden up into mud, and then we just do the same thing again, like 8 times, and it works. It works. But at the same time, the bricks that we used have been sitting alongside our house for several years now. And like you, yeah, I mean the brick project was done a separate time. Yeah, but regardless, the like Christmas at our house is always fun. But as you know, as most of y'all would know, I live in Texas, and so Christmas can be like 70 degrees and sunny.
God, yeah.
Christmas can be 70 degrees and sunny, and then the next year it could like you could wake up and there could be a couple inches of snow on the ground. But obviously, I vividly remember several years ago we had a Christmas where I was like super excited. I was like, I hope it snows. I bet Santa will make it snow. Santa will make it snow. And we were like watching the weather, and then my mom just looks outside and she's like, hey, look outside. And I look outside and it's snowing outside. And I was like, oh, snow! Like little squeaker me, you know. Yeah, but I was super excited about it, and we went and enjoyed that for a bit. So yeah, that was fun. And then for New Year's, we normally go down to Houston and just kind of hang out with family, and that's always fun. But I actually did not attend New Year's this past New Year's because I was on base doing stuff for Civil Air Patrol, which is a topic for another day. Yeah, but I actually skipped out on New Year's with my family for that, so that was kind of sad, but I definitely think it was worth it in the end. But it's kind of sad this year because I'm gonna be missing out on it again this year, which is still kind of sad. But I got to see some of my family, but some of my family lives in Houston, and they are typically the hosts for us, and it's always a good time. We always all go down there and just have a good time, you know.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that's what Christmas is for, is hanging out with the family, just catching up, you know, because like when you're living in Houston, there's not a lot of, I mean, it gets humid down there.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, there's not a lot of stuff to do, but they have a pool, so that's nice. Yeah, so so that's always a fun thing to do. So we always go down there, we celebrate New Year's, but this year does not look like we're gonna be doing that because if you may have wondered, there happens to be a pandemic happening. So it's a bummer. It's a bummer for us, really. But you know, gotta do what you gotta do. So yeah. So what about you? You do anything for the holidays normally?
I usually see my family. Yeah, I have family in. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I have family in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so I usually fly down there, or vice versa, they come to Texas. But yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat as you right now. It's very hard to get on a plane with COVID, and we don't want to take any risks, so alone for Christmas.
Yep. You gotta do what you gotta do. Yep. I've seen a lot of people doing stuff like FOCO, FOCO, which is like fake homecoming. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty creative, where you just basically went out with friends one night and dressed up nice. No.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I didn't do that. I just wasn't too interested. But my school did some stuff. But that's a topic for another day. Yeah. So basically, what I think I'm doing for this year is I think I'm just gonna probably do the same thing for Christmas. It's possible we might go to Christmas Mass, Christmas Eve, or whatever.
I'm going.
Yeah, whichever one. But for Easter we did online Mass, which was kind of dumb because they shortened it. But yeah, so we will either go in person, which is possible, or we will go to our living room and watch it there. And if that is the case, it'll be sad. But regardless, It's the thought that counts. So yeah, and then for New Year's, I personally don't know what we're gonna be doing.
I haven't thought about that yet. I'll
Yeah,
probably just go to like a party or something with a couple of friends.
Yeah.
Not a huge one though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But for New Year's, we'll probably just kind of chill around. Lol. We'll probably just chill around my place, just with my family. Probably stay out super late. Nothing too new for me. Yeah. Nothing too new, but we'll probably stay up late, watch the ball drop if it even does. And for anybody, yeah, for anyone who for any family members who are in the chat right now or watching the episode, you will know in past years I have been the CEO of Party Popper things. Where
oh my god!
The tiny little little things of confetti where you pull the string and it explodes out confetti everywhere, right? So I would buy 1,000 of those, or a lot of them, right? And I would be the person to be like, okay, you get this, man, you get this, you get this, you get this, you get this. And now I just don't get to do that anymore, which is kind of sad. But if we do anything, this year for New Year's, if we do anything this year for New Year's, we might get together with some family around Dallas, because I do actually have some family around Dallas. I have a couple cousins from both sides of my family. We'll probably get together with them and do something with them for New Year's, and possibly the same thing for Christmas. But we rarely have people over for Christmas anyway, that I can recall anyway. It feels like it's been so long since we've done anything normal outside of COVID. Yeah, so there's a lot of crazy stuff going on out there. So yeah, and I actually am getting an extra week off of school this week. I'm getting 3 weeks. Yeah, I'm getting 3 weeks Christmas break this year, which is awesome. But kind of downside to that is we have to do a week of online learning, and personally, I hate online learning. I just it's not about the teachers. It's not about having to use text so much. It's not about using whatever program that you use for whatever program that you use for school. It's just that I have such a hard time paying attention and being able to do anything. Yeah. So that's just one of the main things that I just can't deal with about online learning. But you just got to do what you got to do, and you can't stop people from traveling. You can strongly encourage them hey, please don't, but you can. But just know that you're killing our country. I'm just kidding. Yeah. No, if you want to travel, travel at your own risk, and try and be safe. Please, just for the greater good. So if you're gonna travel, be safe. So yeah. Yeah. What about you? You doing anything?
No. No, I don't have a fun life, Billy.
You don't have as fun as life as me.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you do anything for New Year's pretty big? Go with family or anything? Or does that apply to Christmas too?
I just usually go to a party with a couple of friends, a friend group of mine, and then we do that. But I will probably do that this year. It just depends, But that's my tradition. Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's good. That's good that you're still gonna be able to do stuff. All right. Yeah.
But I can't hear you. I don't.
You hear me?
Hello.
Hello. Hello. All right. Well, that was our last topic. So.
Billy.
Yo. Can you hear me? All right. Well, yes. Yes. Alright. So, we are probably going to go ahead and end this stream, because that was just about past, that was our last topic. So...
Billy? Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. Alright.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, so that was our last topic, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream. So, Brendan, if you want to plug anything, go ahead and feel free to do so right now.
Nah, I'm good, but
You're all good?
It was fun.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Hopefully I can be here again sometime.
Yes, that's good, man. Alright, so I'm actually going to go ahead and say real quick, so I'm going to go ahead and plug my Snapchat and my Instagram. So, real quick, they're both Gilly4926, no spaces and no caps, Gilly, and then in numbers, 4926. So I'm in need of topics. If you want to give any topic ideas, you can message me on either of those applications. And then if you want to be on a future episode, what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna have to contact me. You're gonna have to give me your name, when you would like to possibly be on, and if you can't make it on, that's fine. We'll probably reschedule you for another time. And then you're gonna have to give me a good reason why I should bring you on to the show. Because like for Brendan today, we had talked about COVID because he's actually been exposed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can bring a big topic to the table, that'd be awesome. But if it I can't be super nice to everyone, but I want to be the best person I can be. So yeah, that's gonna about wrap it up. So keep it tuned right here, Fridays at 8, and we'll be back with another episode of the show next week. I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. Tune in next week. Yep. And good night.
Thank you guys. Good night. Peace, Billy.